The book we will be discussing today is called The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. Here, the author indicates that there's a hidden road to wealth and financial freedom where you can achieve financial freedom where you are still young, not when you are old, like 60 years or 65 years. He says you don't have to settle for mediocrity. You can live rich, retire 4 years early, and live a life that most people can't. And so this is going to be part 1 of the Millionaire Fastlane series. Every week I'm going to bring you an update on this incredible book. In fact, there are just so many things to learn from this book, and so I'm going to break them into about 6 or 7 episodes. So please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because you don't want to miss this. We are going to learn about how to make money, how to manage money, how to unlearn certain things that have been embedded in us that has made us to think about money in certain ways. So yes, let's not delay much. Let's get right into today's video. The first thing I want us to discuss is called the Great Deception. You and I know you and I know myself that we are so smart to know that most people who get rich, who are young, 20 years, 22 years, 25, 26, didn't do that by investing in mutual funds or putting 10% of their salary in savings account. We know that most people who get rich young, fall into a subset of a group of people in society: pro athletes, rappers, musicians, entertainers, actors, famous people. And the problem is that with those, I don't know about you, but I cannot be an actor. Well, I don't want to be an actor. I don't have the talent. And so the problem here is that we those who do not fall into this demography are now left with what most financial gurus are usually advising us, that if you want to make money, all you have to do is go to school, get good grades, graduate, get a job, work for 50 years, and put 20% or 10% of your salary in the stock market or into a savings account. And when you retire in 50 years time, then you would have made $1 million or $1 billion cedis, and you can enjoy with that. This traditional advice from many aspects is what the author refers to as the get rich slow method, and he just says it doesn't make sense. This method requires you that you have to get a good job, you have to save, and that is when they say live below your means, spend frugally, save more money, just keep saving, and in 50 years time when you retire, you would have saved a lot of money to enjoy. But he says this doesn't make sense. This is called wealth in a wheelchair. How long? That is if you are even lucky that the stock market doesn't crash or inflation doesn't happen and your money becomes worthless and also kind of thing. So the author is saying that there is another way in which he calls the millionaire fast lane. The millionaire fast lane isn't about retiring old with a lot of millions in your account, but it's about redefining wealth to include fun, to include the youth, to include prosperity and freedom. And the problem here is that most of us, the mindset that has been embedded in us is that anytime we think retirement, we usually think old people, right? And so the author is saying that we should reinvent retirement to include young people. You see, the thing with this form of retirement, where anytime we say retirement, it's usually old people, is that the problem is that when you think of retirement, there's nothing like youth there, there's no fun there, there's no freedom there. And it's just that keep saving your money, and in 50 years time, what if in 50 years time your health fails you? You cannot enjoy that money. When you retire at 60 or 65 or 70 years, you can't really travel the world as when you were young with energy and you are strong and all those kind of things. There are just so many problems with this method of save money, put 10% in an account somewhere and let compounding do the work for you, and in 60 years time you would now have saved a lot of money to enjoy life. What if you die? And so he's saying that the golden years are not golden at all. Let's refine a way, let's think of a way in which retirement can include the youth, so that you can have fun with your money, you can have freedom with your money, and you can prosper with the money. The second thing to discuss here is the road trip to wealth. And you have probably heard the old saying that the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. And so self-made millionaires are usually passing through a process of a carefully orchestrated processes. There's usually a backstory, there's usually stories of taking risk, of hard work, of sacrifices. And so if you want wealth and you try to skip the processes or the formula to achieving wealth, then you would never get to experience the events. And so the process to wealth is a road trip, and there are 4 ingredients or 4 formulas to winning this, and I'm just going to run through them in summary, as quickly as possible. The first is your roadmap, and your roadmap is the guiding force behind your action. What are your beliefs when it comes to financial freedom? What are your convictions when it comes to wealth and money? And these roadmaps consist of three things: the sidewalk, the slow lane, and the fast lane. And usually when you know a road, right, the sidewalk is probably like a pavement where people walk on. The slow lane is if you are not about to move fast, and we have the fast lane, which is the inner road where a lot of people move fast. So your beliefs and convictions about money will determine which road you will travel. We'll explore more of these points, each of them, in subsequent episodes. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, now is the best time to subscribe so that you don't miss these episodes. The next tip here is your vehicle, and your vehicle is you. No one can drive you to success or can drive you to being a self-made billionaire unless you drive yourself. So what are the choices you make, especially here? What decisions do you make? What choices? Do you educate yourself? Do you not educate yourself? Do you believe in debt? Do you not believe in debt? And so many other things. And there's a third point, and this is your routes, the routes you follow. Your route is your path to financial freedom. Others will decide to pick the job route where they become an engineer, a doctor, a tractor, a cashier, whatever you want to be. Others will pick the road to being an entrepreneur, be a real estate investor, be an inventor, just so many things. So the roads will lead you to whatever financial decision you want to have. If you want to stick to the job, to become a doctor, an engineer and all that, you will travel through the job road. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you will travel through that road as well. And the next point here is your speed. How do you get there? How do you generate ideas and how do you implement them? Yes, you can have the vehicle, that is you. You can have the roads and it's lying there, but if you do not move with speed, you will be stuck there. If you sit in a Ferrari on a road without pressing the accelerator to move on, then you can never get anywhere. So throughout this book and future episodes, we are going to discuss so many things. Which way do you want to pass? What are the advantages and disadvantages? Is it taking a job? Is taking a job a good thing or not? Is being an entrepreneur a good thing or not? Which of them will get you to the millionaire fast lane? Do you want to stay at the slow lane? Do you want to be a sidewalker? This book is such an interesting one, and so just stick with me and subscribe to the channel. We are going to be discussing a whole lot of things. An important thing here is that sometimes the author says we are usually being deceived by hard work versus smart work, the kind of family you come from, your educational background. Yes, it affects how you will succeed and how you will make money. The author says if you decide to take the millionaire fast lane route, most of these things don't take. It doesn't really matter, depending on, okay, I want to take the fast lane route. What are the things I would be able to do at the moment? So the choices, your education, all kind of things. Will you educate yourself? Yes, there's a road, right? So there'll be speed ramps on the way, there'll be traffic on the way, so many other things will happen on the way. But if you are committed to actually going through this process of the millionaire fast lane, then you'll be able to achieve it. So don't think that maybe I don't have the right education, I don't come from the right family background, I don't have an inheritance waiting for me, so I can never be able to go through this millionaire fast lane path. The third thing for us to discuss is the roadmaps to wealth. There's a saying that if you don't know where you are going, any road will get you there. And so if your destination is undefined, you would never arrive there. And anywhere we are right now is based on choices. Sometimes whether you decided to choose or not is a choice. So the amount of money you have in your account is a choice, whether you actually chose to have that money or not. So many other things, your belief system, so many things behind this. And so as we travel through this book, today is just an introduction, right? As we travel through the millionaire fast lane, depending on where you are, you have a different mindset about debts. Others people see that debt is a bad thing. Others see debt as a good thing. Others see debt as something they can leverage on. There are other people who are on the notion that education is useless. After school, I'm done. There's no reason why to go to school. Others who say that education is a good thing. I would self-educate. I'll read more books. I'll go to seminars and all other things. Others who say that I just want to be safe. I get a job, get a salary, and I'm good to go. Others who say no, I want additional sources of of income. And so depending on which lane you are, whether you are a side walker, a slow laner, a fast laner, your perception and your belief system affects each decisions you make. And so I'm just going to end here. This was an introduction to this Millionaire Fastlane series. The next one, I'm going to talk about the side walker, right? Honestly, this book, reading it has just opened my mind to so many things I've always believed is the way to financial freedom, which he has just quashed most of the points, and I'm unlearning a lot of things. So please get a copy of the book and read for yourself. The Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. Subscribe to the channel, share to others, let them join in this challenge, and let's learn more about money. I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe and bye.